Week 5 in the BCFC is in the books. With only 5 games left in this season, each game is becoming more important than the last. Hi, I'm Adam Cordick, host of Touchdown BC, and your weekly host for BCFC game previews. This week in Langford, the 0-5 Valley Huskers take on the 4-1 Westshore Rebels. This is a rematch of last week's game where we saw the Rebels defeat the Huskers 47-23. We talked with the head coach of the Huskers, JC Quinter, and got his thoughts on his team's performance this past weekend and what he expects in a rematch this weekend. This past weekend, you lost to the Rebels 47-23. What are your thoughts on that game?
Overall, I thought we were very good in most areas. It came down to the same problem it's been the last 3 games. We don't have the quality of depth that the more established teams have yet. So we get to the fourth quarter, and if we have any kind of injuries or issues with our starters, we run into problems once we get to the second or third level in those positions, and we just run out of gas. And that's exactly what happened in each of the last 3 games.
Coach, another week that your team is in the game but can't seem to finish at the end. You have a really young team. Is that something that will just come in time?
Well, we're going to find out. I mean, it's you have to play the games, right? You can't duck this kind of stuff. And we knew we'd go through these growing pains because it's essentially an expansion team when you look at it. There weren't very many guys who returned, and we had to build from the ground up. And as we talked about, change the whole culture of the program, and that takes time to do. So I can't answer as to what the scores are going to be in the next 5 games. I can tell you that we've gotten better every game, and that I believe we're going to win some games before this is done. But that's why you go out and play it.
Looking forward to this week's game. You play the Rebels again, this time on the road. What are some of the things your team needs to do well this week to contend in that game?
Well, to start with, we need to stop them from running for 300 yards. It's all well and fine to say we did a good job of stopping Jamel, but we did not stop number 4. And he's an outstanding back in his own right. And it's not like it's Jamel and the other backs. It's 2 backs that are both equally good. And this young man, number 4, has amazing speed, and he's got strength at the same time. And then they've got that amazing offensive line. That's JC and Shane and the rest of the coaching staff put together a phenomenal team over there, and they went through their growing pains last year. And now they're seeing their work come to fruition, and good for them. I mean, that's what they built for. So it's going to be a tough game, and playing in West Hills is going to be a tough place to play because they've got a strong base of fans. They've got these great cheerleaders who do a great job of whipping the fans up and getting them excited, and we've got our work cut out for us.
That is Jason Quinter, head coach of the Valley Huskers. Thanks, Coach. Good luck this weekend, and we'll talk to you again next week. We also caught up with the head coach of the Westshore Rebels, JC Boice, and talked to him about his team's performance in the win against the Huskers this past weekend. Coach, your team moved to 4-1 this past weekend after a win against the Huskers 47-23. What are your thoughts on your team's performance?
Hey, I think the Huskers are much improved. They definitely upgraded their talent, but I'm really proud of our kids. 3 long road trips back to back to back. And, our kids really responded in the second half. The Huskers had made it very, very close. I think we were up by 1 point at the close of the first half, and that was actually the last second score and a rouge. But our kids really responded in the second half. Both sides of the football, specials. We made adjustments, and they just rose up and were the team that we thought they could be.
All season long, your team has proven that no matter how close the game is, in the fourth, your team seems to play better and put teams away. How important has that been to your team?
Well, I think it's a testament to our coaching staff and our community, and certainly the athletes. We're in this for the long haul. We're building something special, and the kids have all bought into that. Now, fourth quarter strong finishes are great. I mean, that's something that we as a coaching staff are very pleased to see. Coach Beatty and I and Coach Tommy and the crew talked about it. But we also are a little bit frustrated because it's also going to tell that we're slow starters. So second half of the season, we're going to be all about starting faster. We know we can finish. We know our kids believe. We know we have the athletes and the schemes. But doggone, we got to start fast too.
This weekend, you host the Huskers in a rematch of last week's game. What can you expect in it?
It's always tough preparing for the same team twice. But again, they have some athletes. And that receiver, Mike Williams, is quite a guy. Their quarterback is proven to get rid of the ball quickly and accurately, and he's tough in the pocket. I really have a lot of respect for Noah. I think, their schemes are getting better. But, you know, this is now second half season for us. So last year our offense was considerably more productive the second half of the season. I was pretty committed to staying within ourselves the first half. And we're going to do the same thing this year. So we're going to open things up quite a bit more now in the second half of the season. We've got some new wrinkles we'll be starting to roll out. And, you know, we're going to challenge our kids this week by really being aggressive in our preparing, you know, for the second half of the season. I know defensively, Coach Beatty's excited. You know, we've had a lot of guys who kind of kept it quiet, but a lot of guys hurt and out, and those guys are starting to get healthy now. So we're getting some of our veterans back this week and kind of prep for second half season. So we're excited and hungry to play more football, and definitely hungry to have a home crowd. We have an alumni weekend, so we're pumped up.
That is JC Boice, head coach of the Westshore Rebels. Thanks, Coach. Good luck this weekend, and talk to you again next week. Well, there you have it. If you are in the Victoria area this Saturday, the game between the Valley Huskers and the Westshore Rebels starts at 4 p.m. at West Hill Stadium. For more coverage of the BCFC, follow each team's Twitter account and also the BCFC's Twitter account at BCFC_media. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week, and enjoy the games.